Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mount Carmel Area High School Red Tornado Football. This is Bob Else along with Warren Altamore and Wayne Brokenshire, bringing you tonight's game from the Silver Bowl in Mount Carmel. The Red Tornadoes host the Southern Columbia Tigers. Both teams come in undefeated. Both teams at points defending state champs Mount Carmel this year. Southern the runners-up. A big game tonight, guys, at the Silver Bowl.
Well, Mount Carmel area, of course, the longest winning streak in Pennsylvania right now in the PIAA. They have a 4-year unbeaten streak here at home. The last time a team walked into the Silver Bowl in their first regular season meeting and beat us was in 1965. So you got a game that's literally steeped in tradition and winning ways of Mount Carmel area. On the other hand, you bring one of the finest athletic programs in the whole state of Pennsylvania in to meet us as they did last year. They're coming off 2 impressive wins to start their season up. They brought all their skilled people back from a team that went to a state championship and played for the state championship last year. So, I mean, there is no ingredient missing so far for one of the great all-time high school football games of the year, and you're going to see that occur here tonight.
The Red Tornadoes are going to receive tonight. Southern Columbia Tigers kicking off. Great crowd at the Silver Bowl. And one thing we've looked at is that the 2 close neighborly teams can get to play at a game like this.
I mean, we talked about it last year. There's so many hometown people, so many relatives and connections to this game that you cannot ask for a better setting. The stadium is absolutely packed. End zone seats are packed. It's standing room only right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is high school football.
Mark Osavala will kick off for the Tigers. Big high-end over-end kick taken by Bailey on the 10-yard line. Breaks it up the middle, finds some running room up to about the 28-yard line. The Tigers make the tackle there. In on the tackle, number 4, which is P.J. Sargent. First down, Red Tornadoes from about the 27-yard line.
Well, right off the bat, taking the ball, we're looking for a couple changes that were talked about all week long. We'll see if the defense of Southern area could handle some of the changes on the line, especially for Mount Carmel area.
Mike Wojtovich at quarterback for the Red Tornadoes. Steve Sinkovich at fullback, and Bailey at the tail, and he's hit. Triangle left side, nice tackle made by number 72, Nick Podgorski. The changes on the line, John Else is at center. The right guard, number 58, Mike Sinkovich, 71, Dan Daukus at left guard. At left tackle, number 60, Jason Malakowski, and at right tackle, 72, Jamie Vogler. Second down and 9 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes. Tries it up the middle to Sinkovich. Gain of about maybe 3 or 4 yards. On the bottom of the pile, number 77 for the Tigers, Ben Miser.
Of course, you talk Southern Columbia, you're talking number 22, Rico Rossini, of course, a name renowned in football in this area and across the state of Pennsylvania. He returns from last year. He is the premier player, but there are several others we will go over as the game continues, both offensively and defensively, you want to watch for tonight for the Tigers.
Split backs. Wojtovich rolls. He was going to run with it, and he kept running with it, and he's taken down for a loss. He thought about it, throwing the ball, but then he ran, and good tackle made over there by number 36 for the Tigers, which was Brian Schroyer. Fourth down and about 5 yards to go. This will put number 47, Steve Sinkovich, in punt formation for the Red Tornadoes. Long snapper, number 54, Jeff Evans.
Zach Knorr back, and along with, I'm not sure who the other guy is at the moment.
Sinkovich gets the kickoff. It's a squibber, bounces, and goes out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. One thing about Steve Sinkovich's punts, he does get a good roll.
Yes, he does.
The other guy in deep receiving was P.J. Sargent, number 4. I couldn't read his number to save my life there. He wouldn't turn to show me the number as he was standing back there.
We have a couple microphone problems here, so sometimes Warren and I and Wayne aren't going to hear each other tonight, so bear with us, everybody.
Well, we had all kinds of electronics here, of course, the pregame presentations of the, so we're a little stretched thin here for the big game.
10:05 left in the first quarter. Rossini at tailback, and flags on the play, and this is going to be movement called against Southern.
That's your Kevich 40 was going to get the ball. I also believe he's the guy that was in motion that they're going to call the penalty on, the guy that got the ball. Of course, Southern's running the wing tee offense. It's the only time of the year we will see the wing tee. Very few high school football, in fact, very few teams of any type right now run a wing tee offense. Southern is probably as good as you're ever going to see a wing tee run, so it's their bread and butter. That's what you will see for most of the game, is a wing tee set offense.
And you'll see Rosini back there along with Yurkevich, number 40, and Scott Bloom, number 32, who goes in motion now. Ball goes to Bloom, out around the left side, finds running room for about 6 yards, and is knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Nice run by Bloom that time on his own to get outside. Tackle made by 32, Rusty Lashinsky.
The other thing that we have to also look at with them running the wing tee like this is now that Slater has one more year experience under his belt, looking to the flats a little bit, we have to be a little bit more concerned this year of a pass than what we were last year.
A lot of talk about Southern losing their line, and that's what they lost, but they did not lose any of their key players. I mean, the Bloom, the Yurkevich, Slater, Rosini, we talked about them last year, and they are back.
Yeah, Southern returns its skill players. If there's a question mark, the same with us, it's in the line. They replaced a lot of people both offensively and defensively on the front line. And, of course, your skill people can be as good as gold, but with no blocking up front, they're going to be in trouble. So the test here really is going to be with both of these offensive lines, see if they can make some room for these guys to run.
Remember, on defense here for the Red Tornadoes, number 58 is Mike Sinkovich. He's taken his number 42 off, and he's wearing 58. Bloom again in motion, tries it up the middle. Rosini, nice hole over the right side, and a first down for the Tigers at the 49-yard line. Good run by Rico that time. A nice hole by the left side of the Tiger line, which is Ruckel and Kowalczyk.
Nice opening drive by the Tigers. Of course, coming in here with what they believe is with something to prove. They took a pretty good wearing last year in their first meeting, and they're coming back with revenge on their mind.
Gonna try Rico. This time he's going nowhere. Big tackle, initial hit made by number 58, Sinkovich, and then helped out by 54, Jeff Evans, and also 32, Rusty Lashinsky.
Yeah, Sinkovich came right in that time. It was a great move. I don't know whether they're pulling a stunt, but he came in untouched to make the tackle on Rosini.
8 minutes, 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Ball on the 49-yard line. Second down, 11 yards to go for the Tigers. Slater with the split backs. Goes on a reverse around the right side, read nicely by John Kalinowski. Good play by the quarterback coming up to make the tackle, but a good play by 71 Daukus to stretch it out.
See, now that's a play. The wing tee, it's bread and butter is that play. You'll see that play run both sides, and I'm convinced, as I was last year, that when you're playing a defensive team with the kind of speed that was on the field last year and again this year, it's not going to work. That's the inherent danger of a wing tee, is ends that have speed.
That's right.
And backs that come up quick. And that time you saw that there was no chance that they were going to make anything out of that play.
28, Al Bailey into the lineup now at linebacker, as 47, Steve Sinkovich had problems with his equipment. Slater fakes it, handoff. He's going to pass. Has one. Oh, Bubnas was out in the open, but good coverage by number 5. Good coverage by number 5 that time, Nick Sebas. And bear with us, we're having some equipment changes here, and that's what's going on right now.
Again, there's something that we said we had to look for. You look for the dive. Slater comes up throwing the ball downfield. It was a nice pass. It was just slightly overthrown, but he's showing that he can throw the ball. Fourth
down, and kicking for the Tigers will be number 35, Sean Gall. Flags on the play. Malakowski, good spiraling kick. Fair catch called by Sebas on the 22-yard line.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Heck of a punt. Boy, that's the kind of punt you're not going to see returned. It had really a funny spin on it. You see it moving in the air like that, hard one to catch.
It spun tight, but it didn't turn over. Where a point came down, it came down sideways.
Yeah.
Difficult to catch.
Illegal procedure called by Frank D'Angelo from Hazleton, a ref that's been around a long time, and usually a good ref to have, a good head referee to have for a big game like this one.
Here's in the last punt there, if you were watching very closely, number 6 going over the top of the halfback blocking and almost blocked the punt. So Jay Malakowski's in there doing his normal job for us.
Of course, Big Red will take that penalty, push Southern Columbia back 5 yards, make them kick it again with the hope of some type of return this time.
7:23 left in the first quarter. No score from the Silver Bowl. Nice crowd here for this game between the two unbeatens. Snaps away, kicks off.
Another nice kick.
Same kind.
Bounces at the 28, and this one's going to go deeper and roll to about the 15-yard line. So that one went in favor of the Tigers.
Yeah, so far he's a weapon. That's 2 kicks in a row that were exactly the same way. Very hard to handle. When they hit the ground, they skip right away, and at that time they gave us pretty bad field position.
Again, at this point, it looks like a very strong defensive play game here. Didn't seem in the papers that Southern area had that strong of a defense. We'll see what we do in this series.
Hand off to Bailey. Carries it to about the 17-yard line.
Southern's lining up in a 4-4 defense, is what it looks like.
Right.
They're playing, if you take a look at where the linebackers are the key, the linebackers are changing a little bit depending on what the formation looks like to them, so they're not always in the same spot, but it's pretty basic 4-4 defense right now.
6:46 left in the first. Second down and 8 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes. Tries Bailey to the outside. Finds some running room to the 28-yard line. Face mask called against the Tigers. This will be 15 yards and a first down for the Red Tornadoes.
Great call.
Oh,
that call there, you're watching the defensive end on their right-hand side, crashing to the inside. The linebacker, that outside linebacker, moved 2 steps to the inside, and that's how Bailey got to the outside and hit the sideline.
Nice block that time. The defensive end crashed himself, but boy, he got nailed as he took a step across, and there was no chance to be in the play that time. And of course, the danger for Southern Columbia, again, I realize that you harp on this a little bit, is speed is something they have not seen so far this year. Again, they did it last year. They didn't see the kind of speed you're going to see. You get to the outside, and it's very, very difficult to stop us.
Wojtovich back to pass. Looks in the flat at Montgomery. Hits him for a 5-yard gain. Second down and 5 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes. Nice tackle made by Brian Schroyer, number 36.
Good pass pattern, nice pass. Montgomery, when he runs them, he's looking for the open spot. He went down about 8 yards, curled back into the 5-yard range, which left his defender behind him by about 3 yards and got him open.
One-on-one coverage for John Veach out here, split far left for the Red Tornadoes. Tries it up the middle to Sinkovich, first down. Nope, they're going to mark it about a half-yard back from a first down.
Tell you what, one thing that you're noticing tonight, you take a look at the center of our line here between Jonathan Else, Mike Sinkovich, number 71, Danny Daukas, Jason Malakowski, on the other side, number 72, Jamie Vogler. Southern area's boys are not standing up and blocking the lanes tonight. If you look at them, they're going down. They're being blocked very low. Hands are down, and the bodies are hitting the ground now.
Third down, 1 yard to go. They put a nose guard in there now, but we try right up the right side to Bailey. First down, Red Tornadoes at about the 44-yard line. Initial hit, number 77 on the bottom of the pile, Ben Miser.
Nothing fancy that time, just whack it into the middle over the guard to pick up the yard. And now Bailey out, which will send, I believe, Veach into the tailback spot, I believe, is where you'll see him line up.
Okay, Veach goes in at tailback, and Sinkovich stays at the fullback.
Now, take a look at this cornerback, this outside linebacker now. He's off the end.
Flags on the play, and this one's going to be against the Red Tornadoes.
As soon as Veach came into the game, it looked like the 2 outside linebackers took a further stance out towards the sidelines, trying to protect the outside.
Illegal procedure called against the Red Tornadoes. Makes it a first down, 15 yards to go, 4:54 left in the first quarter. Veach at tailback right now for the Red Tornadoes. Wojtovich sets the Tornadoes, and flags on the play again. They're spotting something there.
It's not good, though. You know, now you have 2 in a row, you're going to end up 20 yards back. First and 20, that's a difficult play to call. You're seeing the substitutions, which obviously changes the whole outlook of what you're going to do here on first down compared to what you had planned to do.
59, Aaron Geary comes into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes. Mike Sinkovich has trouble with his helmet. Veach out around the left side, takes it outside, goes to the 49, to the 43, and out of bounds at the 41-yard line. 11-yard gain for the young freshman.
I'll tell you what, there's 2 or 3 plays now we hit the outside. We continue to hit the outside and pick up yardage like we're picking up. The middle's going to loosen up, and you're going to see Steve Sinkovich out of his fullback spot picking up some yardage for us.
Second down, 8. This will be second down and 8 yards, right after the penalty.
Right.
I got the downs there. It's second down, 8 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes. 3:49 left in the first quarter. Tries Veach up the middle. That one was stuffed. Initial hit, 35 on the tackle, Sean Gall. 32, Bloom was also in there on the tackle. Third down, 8 yards to go. Veach comes out of the lineup now, and 28, Al Bailey back in. 3:17 left in the first quarter. No score from the Silver Bowl. Red Tornadoes and the Tigers from Southern Columbia. Wojtowicz, big rush. Gets the ball away, but incomplete because of a good rush by number 9 from the Tigers, Eric Steffen. He just came
untouched.
Yeah, I'm not sure if anybody was supposed to do anything with him, unless they assumed he was going to drop back into the pass coverage. I don't know, but he made almost a blitz move and came right in on the quarterback.
Punt formation for the Red Tornadoes. 47, Steve Sinkovich, the punter. 54, Jeff Evans, the long snapper. P.J. Sargent and number 10, Zach Knorr, deep for the Tigers. Snaps back, good snap by Evans, kicks away, end over end, and goes out of bounds. It's a short kick. It'll be out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. So that one went off the foot of Steven for about a 20-yard punt.
Yep. He's not going to want to remember that one.
Good field position for the Tigers here, where they could have been really deep, but this will be a better field position for them at about the 29-yard line. No score.
I still got a lot of feeling out going on here, a lot of testing, a lot of probing to see where everybody's going to be here.
Bubna split far right for the Tigers. Bloom and Rosini, the two backs. This one's going to Bloom. Stuffed by number 54, Jeff Evans, and also on the tackle, 58, Mike Sinkovich.
See, the other key in there is the wing tee coming inside like that. If you're not controlling the nose guard, it's going to be an awfully long evening.
Right.
And we all know Jeff Evans
is one of the best.
Yes.
He's going to be difficult to control. He's a center's nightmare. He always has been, and he always will be.
You know, not only he's strong, and he is super fast from that position. I mean, he's stunning either one way or the other, and he's picking his gaps.
Now, in the backfield, Rosini and Yurkevich. Fumble on the play, and ball recovered. Looked like it was recovered by Slater. It was. Number 12, Nick Slater, the quarterback, was in on the fumble. Nope, Rosini. Rico Rosini came up with it.
Rico Rosini.
Third down and 9 yards to go. 1:56 left in the first quarter. Slater gonna roll to his left. He's gonna try throwing. Sebas with the coverage on Bubnas. Good catch by Bubnas. Got in front of Sebas at about the 44-yard line. First down, Tigers at the 44.
Nice play that time by both Slater and Bubnas. That was what you want to see happen in the pass play. Slater under some pretty good pressure right at the end of the throw there and still made a pinpoint throw. nothing Slater or Seavis could have done to stop that pass.
No, it was an excellent run route too. You know, just a little square out and looking to the sidelines, coming back towards the ball.
.112 left on the clock. Ball on the 45-yard line. Slater back to pass, has Bubnas open. Good pass at about the 35, and Bubnas working now on the Red Tornado cornerbacks.
Yeah, and the odd thing there is there's only two guys in the pattern. You know, both of them were open on that play. So we need to tighten up pass coverage a little bit. Bubnas was well open, and the other guy who was a little bit deeper, I think, also would have been a target to throw a pass to. I believe the other guy was 41, was Apicel. Was down pretty far.
Good pass. Well, Bubnas is his main target, though. You're going to see him throw at Bubnas more than anybody. Going to try Rosini. Sinkovic initially with the hit, but drags him to about the 31 for about a 5-yard gain.
And again, there's what the pass does to your defense. It gets your defensive linebackers back on their heels a little bit. You know, you don't, instead of the block and block the holes up on the line, you're looking for a rush. You know, it changes your whole defensive scheme slightly.
Rosini and Bloom in the backfield. Jurkevich is the wing, coming across in motion right now. Pitch back to Rosini, going to try the outside.
Nice.
Good play made by 35, Brian Detry.
Brian Detry. And I'll tell you what, Steve Sinkovic also came in off his position, went for the legs, and slowed Rosini up slightly, but Detry made a beautiful play coming in to make the tackle.
That's the end of the first quarter. There's no score here from the Silver Bowl, the Red Tornadoes and the Southern Columbia Tigers.
Let me take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to remind you that this is WKMC TV. We're broadcasting directly from the campus at Mount Carmel Area High School. We are an instructional fixed television service broadcasting over a microwave signal WLX 267. And you're catching us on a Wednesday night, 8 p.m., Channel 13 on the Service Electric cable system. We want to also give once again a big thank you for the use of the television truck and scaffolding and setup that is provided by Industrial Maintenance and Construction. Frank Losky's crew does another excellent job of getting all the cameras set up, and of course the electronics and our truck that we take to the game. So a big thank you to that.
Southern Columbia with the first big drive of this game down to the 29-yard line. A big third down play here for the Red Tornado defense.
Yep, third down and 4. This is gut check, Tom. You want to stop them here.
There's the tee. If you want to see it, there it is from Southern Columbia. Going to try off the right side to Rosini. Good run. Nope, it isn't Rosini. It's Bloom, and it's close to a first down.
They gave it to him. He's got it.
Well, he actually got a yard past the marker. Yep. He's down at about the 24-yard line. Big run that time or good blocking by the left side of the Southern area line.
4-yard line.
Going to try up the middle to Jurkevich, finds running room, gets down to about the 6-yard line. He just busted right through the middle of the Red Tornado defense.
A couple of missed tackles in the backfield, or he would have been down.
Right, you're right, Warren. He was hit 3 times as he went through the line as soon as he got the ball, not wrapping the arms, and he just scoots away and gets down to the 6-yard line.
37, Pete Avellino into the game for the Red Tornadoes. He takes the place of 35, Brian Detry.
Ball on the 7-yard line of Big Red.
Goal to go for the Southern Columbia Tigers. 11-11 left in the first half. Slater sets his Tigers. Has Jurkevich and Rosini in the backfield. Going to go to Rosini. Trying to take it around the outside. Someone missed him, and he gets down to about the 3-yard line. Good run by Rosini.
Good run. And to the outside, we did string it out. We did make the hit on about the 7-yard line, but, you know, again, not wrapping our arms when we're making contact again. Gets down to the 4.
Plus, Rico is one good running back. He's a senior.
Yes.
It's his year, and this is what you're going to see out of Rico Rosini tonight.
So deep, dark Sigurd who's going to be carrying the ball.
Going to go to Bloom. Good play made by down on the bottom of the pile, 58, Mike Sinkovich, and 32, Rusty Lashinsky.
That was Sinkovich, though, really. He just buckled the entire offensive line, and Bloom ran right into his own guy and Sinkovich. And you had 30, what am I looking for here? Lashinsky, I guess, in to finish that off. So good play by Sinkovich that time in the defensive line.
Number 77, Chris Shue into the Red Tornado lineup. And they'll line up in a goal line defense here, using him in the middle of the line. 77. Yeah, Chris is.
Gentlemen, he's bringing it.
Well, he's 6'5", 300 pounds. That's what Chris Shue is.
He's bringing it with him. So.
And the thing with the 6'5", 300 pounds, he's got some quickness to him. That's the whole thing. They really like what they saw in Chris at practice for the last couple of weeks.
Now, interesting call this time. Southern called a timeout, of course, to make sure they knew what they were doing. It's 3rd and 5 now. They lost a yard on that last play. I'm wondering if maybe some play action going to come this time out of that wing tee. I don't know.
Well, which they've been known to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me take a shot here while we got some time and give you the TV crew, of course, the people who make this whole thing really happen. On Master Control, of course, we have the main man, Joe Novotny. The main game camera is my man, Joe Mazer. The shoulder mount field camera is now Gary Tresker tonight. And the scaffolding camera is changing between John Beluda, Joe D'Amico, Ryan Devine, and Tara Goodlunas. We want to say thank you to those people, of course. They're the real reason we do this, and they're the real reason you get to see this.
3rd down from about the 5-yard line for the Tigers. Rosini, the lone back. Yurkevich goes in motion to the right. Pitch back to Rosini. Let him go out there himself. Touchdown, Tigers. And he just did a couple great fakes there, Wayne.
Yeah, it was a quick pitch to the outside, to the right-hand side. And you have to look at that play. It's a great play for Rosini because he has the speed. That was the wide open field where the ball was set. It was set on this left hash mark over here. So he had a lot of field, a lot of corner to run to tonight, especially on that play. You look for a couple blocks, and he did cut it up inside and scored.
Extra point will be attempted by number 12, Nick Slater, the quarterback. Snaps back, good snap, it's down, the kick's up, and it's good. With 9:51 left in the first quarter, in the first half, the score, the Southern Columbia Tigers 7, the Red Tornadoes nothing. Nice, impressive drive. Southern put together passes and runs and did a heck of a job, Warren.
Absolutely. I mean, that was picture perfect. They mixed it up a little bit. The passing really is what did it for them, I believe, on this drive. Mount Carmel area now, it's their first time behind. These young kids, they have not seen what it's like to be behind, probably from last year even. So you want to get a little taste of coming back. This is where it's going to count right here. You got to bear down a little bit. And you gotta really start doing what you need to do. Now, I believe, although it was a great drive by Southern Columbia, I'm also going to say that there were some tackles in there that could have been made that would have halted it and weren't. So I think Coach Conley's probably having that conversation with the defense now.
But I think, as we've done in the past, good runners can make some tackles be missed, and I think we saw that with Rico.
Rossini is an exceptional runner. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. He's everything we've heard about from last year. And he's gonna hurt you. I mean, you got to really keep him bottled up.
Marco Savala will kick off for the Tigers, deep for the Red Tornadoes. Sebas is the real deep man, but this one's going in the direction of Bailey at the 11-yard line. Breaks it to the right side, finds some room up the middle. One man to beat, still on his feet, at about the 40, fumble on the play, and recovered by the Tigers. In on the recovery, number 15, Marty McCormick.
Of course, you're going to see that.
He went right after the ball, so someone did a great job from the Tigers of knocking that ball right out of Bailey's hand.
You're trying to stretch for that extra yard. He was trying to break free, because had he broken free there, that was a touchdown. And the kid got his arm in there and took the ball down from him.
An amazing part when you look at that play, that was the last man that had him by the shirt.
That's right. A major gut check for the Red Tornado defense here. 9:41 left in the first half. Slater back to pass, has someone wide open, nobody on the coverage, and he drops the ball. Number 41, Apichel, came out of the backfield. Usually no coverage there as he came out of the backfield. Wow.
brings up a
That was a break for the Red Tornadoes there, Warren.
Now, Coach Connolly is screaming instructions in. I mean, he came through the line untouched,
Right.
and just sat out there. And that was a major dropping of our part from a defensive standpoint. So I think somebody, whoever was responsible, just got an earful on that play.
Flags on the play. Big rush from Daukus. Good play that time by 71 Dan Daukus. Flags on the play.
Again, though, here you see, even though with the pressure, that man, number 40, who's number 40 for them? Yorkevich, Mark Yorkevich, he was standing out there all by himself.
Well, that had the look of a screen pass. I believe that was a screen pass, and they were blocking downfield. That's going to go against the Tigers. A good break for Big Red, but
it should be a dead ball foul, no? Or are they giving them a choice on it?
I don't know.
No.
Not
giving them a choice. It's going to go back 5 yards.
Illegal procedure called against the Tigers. That'll make it 2nd down and 15 yards to go.
See, in that, when you got that kind of a screen pass coming, you got the rush. That's the linebacker's responsibility to pay attention to where number 40 was on that play.
Slater with Rosini as the lone back. Flags on the play, and again, we're looking at something here, I guess motion by the, they're not actually setting. The Tiger line is not setting, right. Slater isn't setting them, and what's happening is he's moving before, timeout called by the Tigers.
Second timeout of the first half for the Tigers. They have 1 remaining with 9:27 remaining in the first half. And Coach Roth wanted to take a moment here. I mean, they had great field position. You need to capitalize, and they had ended up with a 2nd and 15 here. So he wants to calm them down and get everybody on the same page.
Slater. Back to Rosini, going to try it outside. Malikoski on him all the way. Nice tackle made by Jason Malikoski. Helped out by 47, Steve Sinkovich.
Gain of a yard brings up a 3rd and 14.
Again, Jason Malikoski controlling that tackle over him, coming around to the gap area on that play, and breaking through into the backfield to make the tackle on Rosini.
Third down, 14 yards to go, 8:50 left in the first half. Slater with a long count, drops back, looks on the fly, out there to Bubnes. Kalinowski with a good play all the way.
Fantastic play,
all the way.
Absolutely the way to play defense on that play. He was right with him, didn't get fooled. Perfect play by Kalinowski. And Big Red stuffs him with a 4th and 14. And the Tigers will line up in punt formation and try to pin us back.
Well, that was definitely a defensive stand the Tornadoes had to make. Another good drive by the Tigers after an error by the Tornadoes in this first half. That would have been a little tough in it. But now we see the Red Tornadoes. We'll see Sebas and Montgomery deep in receiving formation.
And we've seen this kid is a heck of a punter.
You got a punt number 30. 35, Sean Gall. Good punt. Taken by Sebas. It's loose and recovered by the Tigers. 2 big errors by the Red Tornadoes. This one at the 21-yard line. First down, Tigers from the 21-yard line. A lot of pressure now on the Red Tornado defense, Warren.
One thing, you can't keep them on the field all night long. You have to realize that we did make some changes here offensively, and we got these boys play. Some of these boys on the line playing both ways tonight.
Right.
22-yard line.
8:29 left in the first half. First down and 10, Tigers from the 21-yard line. Slater to Rosini, up the middle, big hole, still on his feet, dragging people to about the 10-yard line, and that's very close to a first down.
Detry on the stop.
I guess Detry on the stop for the Tornadoes.
Timeout.
Frank D'Angelo calls timeout for a measurement, but this should be close to a first down for the Tigers. Watching it right on your screen now, and it'll be a little short, about 3 inches short of a first down.
Now we go back to that punt, and we talked about this kid now in the beginning of the game. He punts exactly the same way every time.
Right.
That very, very difficult ball to handle. And in Sebas's case, where the real mistake was made there was he didn't get underneath it. He had reached his hands out in an attempt to catch it, and that's where it fell apart on him. He was not standing underneath it and in a case like that, a lot of times you just let it bounce. Now that would have bounced probably to the goal line, but either way, that's a hard ball to try to catch. It really is.
Slater.
2nd and 1, Bob. They didn't give him that first
second down and about 3 inches, but they call it 2nd and 1. Slater fumble on the play and recovered by Slater. And 2 errors by Southern Columbia tonight, and they have recovered both. 2 by the Red Tornadoes, and they have lost both. So turnovers have meant a lot in this game so far in the first half.
That was a big play, though. Now it's 3rd and 4.
Right. It was a big loss.
Not what the Tigers wanted to do there for sure. So now it's 4 instead of 4 yards instead of 3 inches that it was to go on a big 3rd down play for both the Red Tornado defense and the Tiger offense here.
Looked like Slater changed the play there, Wayne.
Yeah.
Bloom goes in motion. They give it to Bloom coming out around this side, and that one was covered nicely by number 5, Sebas, and the tackle then made by 47, Steve Sinkovich, and 58, Mike Sinkovich.
See, now that time we knew the play.
Right.
We absolutely knew the play. When the ball got snapped, you could see everybody that moved. They knew from the formation where he was going. That brings up 4th now and 5 yards. Southern Columbia will go for it down here. The ball still sitting about the 16-yard line.
7 minutes left in the first half, and big turning point right now in the game.
I believe they're going to pass. There you have it. I'm out on a limb again.
Slater comes up under center with Rosini at his back. Puts Bloom in motion to the left, fakes the Bloom, looks in the corner, has him, and he drops the ball. Blumness drops the ball at about the 4-yard line, but he was open. He should have caught that pass.
I'll tell you what, Slater's coming out. He's thrown some very nice passes tonight. Tight spirals, right on the money. It's his receivers that are having difficulty catching the ball.
Yeah, Nick Slater is showing some real nice passing performance tonight.
Big Red dodges a bullet that time, takes the ball over about their 21-yard line. And now the time, 6:38 left, they've got to show some offense. It's time to do something with the ball.
Well, we have a confused play right now, and Nick Seba's in at quarterback. Timeout.
Shotgun.
Nope, shotgun formation. Snaps back to Sebas. He fumbles the ball, picks it up. Now he runs, and he goes backwards to about the 9-yard line. Just looked like something wasn't working right there. He was trying to call timeout. Didn't it look that way?
Sort of looked that way. He was calling timeout. It looks like everybody was a little confused on that play. They were trying to set up as they were coming up to the line and shifting from one position into the other.
A 6-yard loss for Big Red. A 2nd and 16 now for the Tornado offense.
Southern Columbia defense putting together one heck of a game in the first half here tonight.
Sebas will come under center for this play.
Sinkovich the lone back. Sebas. They give it to Sinkovich up the middle and only gains about 2 yards. Looks like it gets out to about the 11-yard line. Red Tornadoes will be faced with a 3rd down and about 14 yards to go. But with the ball on the 11-yard line, you can't force a mistake here either, Warren.
Oh, no, you got to be real careful here. You're kind of limited, really, with your options at the moment. You got to move the ball out of your own shadow there for a second, and then you can decide what to do and open the offense a little bit.
From the shotgun again, deep in their own territory, high snap. Sebas gets it down. Now he's running in the end zone, brings it out, looking downfield. He has a receiver, hits 25 each on his way down to the 38-yard line. Give that play to Nick Sebas. What a heck of a job of getting away from people and getting the ball down to the 35-yard line. 5:07 left in the first half.
Guys, there was one question on everybody's mind that sat in front of us here tonight. They've talked about it for 2 games, and the question was, can Nick Sebas throw the ball? Well, folks, Nick Sebas can throw the ball, okay? So we've answered the last remaining question about him. And that was an excellent play, a little bit of ad-libbing by Nick in the end zone.
In the end zone, they got away from number 64, I think it was.
The Red Tornadoes again go from the shotgun. Snaps back. Sebas is going to run. This time he's going with it. Finds some running room. Down to the 30. Still on his feet. Knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line. And I'll tell you what, a spark of life has come into this Red Tornado offense.
I'll tell you what, did you see the end? The end thought he had him dead to right in the backfield for a 5-yard loss.
And if you
when
look,
Nicky was coming around, and Nicky turned on the afterburners and passed him right out.
If you look right now, too, you're going with a different starting offensive line right now. They're back to Aaron Geary's at right guard, Jason Wojtovich at left guard, and Mike Ravito at left tackle. Sebas, up the middle of Sinkovich. This one's going all the way. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes, and number 5 sparked this offense.
That's
right now, Wayne.
There's a case there where you have a quarterback that now can throw the ball, and he can also run the daylights out of anybody and outrun them. And now all of a sudden you see exactly what that does to a defensive team that stopped us up the middle with Rosini standing there every time we ran.
Right.
Now all of a sudden Sinkovich takes the ball in from the 20-yard line.
Mike Sinkovich, number 58, will kick the extra point for the Red Tornadoes. Montgomery will hold, and number 75, Jonathan Else, the snap. The snap's back, it's down, the kick's up. And it's no good, off to the right side, no good. In defense of Mike Sinkovich right there, he has problems with his foot. They were taping it, Doc Recco taped it twice tonight, and when he was practicing before the game, they had taken all the tape off and put it on again. So there could be something wrong with his kicking foot right now. Nice drive by the Red Tornadoes.
Excellent. To
come back after all that problems in the first half so far.
Warren speechless over there, and that's the first time that, you know, Warren.
What's that?
You're speechless, I don't know.
I'm just listening to Bob. I mean, I think we saw a completely different team, and it amazes me how quickly a team changes from where they were to where they are right now. You saw an offense that was doing nothing, and all of a sudden, it's like somebody goes in and kicks them in the pants and says, okay, this is it, and boom, they march down the field and score a touchdown. Kind of a night and day look about us right now offensively, but I'm not complaining. I hope when we see more day than we do night for the rest of the game.
But again, one thing, we've seen even against Panther Valley, what their defense had gotten into once Sebas took the field and they knew he could run to the outside. Now all of a sudden tonight,
Sinkovich with the onside kick, and it goes out of bounds, but if it had not, Southern was not ready for the onside kick.
But again, Warren, here you see Sebas, you know, coming out of the end zone out there, throwing the ball about 45, 50 yards. I thought Vic was gone last year, but here's a kid that's showing a little bit of arm now. Now it pulls your defense back, and now they have to protect the flats because they know this kid can run to the outside. And what does it do? It leaves Rosini in the center by itself. If you looked at that 4-4, it's not a 4-4 anymore. Rosini's in that center by himself, and all we needed was one block on him, and Sinkovich was gone.
No, you're right. The changing of a quarterback definitely changes the way the defense plays us, and it's amazing what it does to personnel out there.
4:33 left in the first half, and timeout called by 47, Steve Sinkovich.
I think we're missing a player.
We're missing the nose guard. It's a little hard to play without the nose guard. So and Jeff was trying to tiptoe out there like he was out there to start off with. You guys see that?
But he had it run by Coach Conley.
Where Conley made a little mark in his book on that one.
That's okay. Things like that happen. 4:33 left in the first half. Showing there the Red Tornadoes still have 3 timeouts left, but that can't be right.
Well, they have 2 now.
2.
Again, what we need right now is a defensive stand. I think on that last drive we did hurt ourselves when Rosini scored there by not tackling. You know, it's a good, and all you need is a fundamental type movement on that kid. You hit him, you wrap your arms, and you're going to bring him down.
Chris Cuff now in, number 77 at right tackle for the Red Tornadoes in place of 58, Mike Sinkovich. Slater tries up the middle.
Cuff on the tackle. That
Cuff
time.
on the
Chris
tackle.
Shue.
That's,
Number
Or
77, Chris
77,
Shue.
Chris Shue. Did I say Cuff?
I'm sorry,
Yes,
yeah,
you
and
did.
I meant
Yurkevich-
Chris Shue was in.
Yurkevich was the ball carrier.
Number 77 for the Red
Yeah,
I
Sox.
meant Chris Shue. Now we got
Shue.
Chris Shue and Chris
Chris
Cuff.
Cuff.
So.
Shue's
All at the
first
same
play,
time.
first games since the beginning of the season. Of course, he came into the program a little bit late and sat out the first 2 games. But they expect big things out of him.
4:05, second down. They're going to try this side. Finds lots of running room. Rossini on his way. He will go all the way. Touchdown, Rico Rossini, and they just blew over the left side of the Red Tornado defense. The right side of the Red Tornado defense.
Yeah, that'd be right side.
Right.
That time there was no penetration.
No.
They stood everybody up on the line of scrimmage, and he picked the hole, and he was gone. And that's the key to the wing T. If you're going to defensive wing T offense, you've got to penetrate the line of scrimmage a little bit.
Big extra point here for the Tigers. Number 12, Nick Slater will kick. Number 10, Zach Knorr will be the holder. 3:51, and the Tigers put another one on the board. Flags on the play.
I don't know where you get a flag at now because nobody even got set yet.
Unless they have a delay of game, usually from that back judge. Dead ball foul, illegal procedure.
But how? Nobody
The
even
center-
got down in position.
Center
Maybe the
might have
center
went
did.
down
The
and
center
came back
set
up,
himself
maybe.
and then came back up.
Oh,
and you
okay.
can't do that.
I'm going to say, because most everybody
Right.
was still kind of standing
Yeah,
around
that
looking
had
at
to come
everybody.
from the center.
Yeah, just make it a little tougher on the kick on this one. I think he can handle it, though, from his first kick. He had a lot of distance.
Kicks away.
He
It's
missed
up
that
there.
one. He missed it.
And it's no good.
And that's not his fault as much as it was the ball.
Right.
The placement was hard to put
Right.
down a center back a difficult way, and he had trouble getting it down. And once you throw the timing off, very difficult to kick an extra point like that.
With 3:51 left in the first half, the score, the Tigers 13, the Tornadoes 6.
Now that miss, though, could have major implications down the line.
Well, both misses will see where it goes. So it's equaled out right there, Warren.
Yeah. That's now Big Red not used to having somebody come back and whack them so quickly like that after they got some momentum. Interesting to see what they do. They have lots of time left. There's 3:51 remaining in the half. They have a lot of things they can still do. It will be interesting to see how they respond offensively.
Number 73, Mark Osavala will kick off for the Tigers. Deep for the Red Tornadoes, we have Sebas, Veach, and Bailey. In the direction of Bailey again. And he touches it on about the 9, so he's going to have to run this one. That one looked like it was going out of bounds, and Bailey gets it up to about the 19-yard line.
Again, I'll tell you what, the big edge right now is specialty teams for Southern area. They're doing an outstanding job, one, punting, and Osavala on his kickoffs are getting it so high and so deep. He has so much time for his team to get down and cover the ball that it's rushing our receivers to get there, and then when they do, they're automatically looking downfield, and you see what's occurring.
Sebas stays in at quarterback for the Red Tornadoes, along with they go from the shotgun formation. Sebas takes it. Oh, big rush that time by number 77. Just came crashing in off the right side.
70.
Oh, is it 70?
Yeah.
Wasn't Ben Miser?
I believe it was 70 that was in there. Yeah, it was.
Ken Ruckel, number 70.
Second down, 12 yards to go. 3:18 left in the first half. Sebas comes up under center for this play. It puts Steven Sinkovic in the backfield, number 47. Gonna roll. Sebas turns on the burners, but read nicely this time. On a tackle for Southern Columbia, number 32, Scott Bloom.
And he read that very well. I mean,
Yep.
he came over. He made sure he was not going to cut back to the inside, and actually it looked like he could have he could have put a hurting on Sebas, but he took his time and made sure that he had the tackle.
2:33 left in the first half. The ball in the 19-yard line. 3rd down and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. Shotgun formation. Sebas at quarterback, number 5. Big gap in the Tornado lines. High snap, good coverage by Sebas. Looks downfield, has a receiver, and hit it about the 40-yard line, but it was overthrown.
Boy, we had the whole team out in the pattern that time. There was a lot of choices on that pass play.
4th and 10 for the Red Tornadoes.
Big Red will be finding itself kicking again deep in its own territory.
'54, Jeff Evans will be in to snap, and 47, Steve Sinkovich with the kick. Sinkovich standing on the 5-yard line. 2:14 left in the first half. Snaps back, good snap. Kicks away, nice spiraling kick over the head of number 10, and nobody down for the Red Tornadoes, and down at about the 39-yard line. That's one of the few times the Tornado speed didn't get down to where the punt went to.
Well, he just
boomed it, right.
That time. Big Red D on the field again, and you got to have some concern now. They've been on the field an awful lot defensively in the first half here. I know they're getting tired.
2:04 left on the clock. 13-6, Tigers in the lead. Slater, gonna throw. Tries a screen to Rossini. Oh, Sinkovich had the first shot on Rossini, still going down the sidelines. Leaps over people and makes 3 broken tackles to get himself down close to a first down at about the 44-yard line. What a great run by Rico Rossini.
Yeah, that time you had the linebacker do exactly what I discussed in the previous play, previous series for them. Linebackers got to cover that guy out of the backfield in a flat, and he did. He covered him, but he just couldn't catch him. And that's just sheer speed there. Southern looks content to go in at halftime with a 13-6 lead. They're not in any particular hurry here to do anything.
Coach Roth seems to do that and then all of a sudden surprise you with one. So we'll see what happens here in the next 1:25. Slater looks like he could be calling this one off from the line of scrimmage, Warren. Sets the Tigers. Puts Bloom in motion to the left side, gives it to Bloom coming around the left side. Dowkus strung it out all the way. Great play by number 71, Dan Dowkus.
I'm not sure why they continue to run that play. It's having no success whatsoever. That's 3 or 4 times now that they've used him on that play.
Right.
He just doesn't seem to have the speed to make that turn. He's stringing it out, and then boom, he's down for a loss. And somebody from the Southern Columbia side is down on
32.
the field.
It is
Scott
Bloom.
Scott Bloom went down on that tackle. They got some Mount Carmel area trainers and a Southern trainer both attending to him. I can't see even what part of him is hurt there.
It looked like I thought it was his ribs, but
yeah, I can't see what they're doing with it. But again, you want to hope he's all right. You don't want to see anybody get hurt in a football contest here.
In the back of his ribs there.
Yeah, that's
what
I thought.
Well, we had Supper Club last night, guys. Absolutely, you were both there with me. Fantastic. Our biggest crowd ever, ladies and gentlemen. We had a different setup. Nick Matucci set up more seats. We accommodated a big crowd. It's so far our best year ever in Supper Club on a Thursday night. We had a fantastic meeting with the kids and the coaching staff on Thursday night with us. We talked about Southern, talked a little bit about the game at Panther Valley last week, and if you're not at Supper Club, you're truly not getting the pulse of Mount Carmel area football. Every Thursday night, 6:30, in the back room of course, Matucci's, you get an excellent meal. I mean, absolutely fabulous meal. You pay $6 for the meal. You pay $5 to the club for dues. And again, it's not a weekly thing. You can come one week and not the next if you're tied up or whatever. Doesn't matter to us. If you're there, it costs you $5. If you're not, no big deal. We'd like to see you there. I got tapped on the shoulder to say that we're going to actually do this live for a moment. We're not ready for prime time, but as I was talking about the Supper Club guys, fabulous crowd down there last night. It's 7 or 8,
67.
67 people at the thing. We got some news media coming to cover the place now. So I think either we're in the big time or they just like a good meal, one or the other. But can't complain. But if you can make it on Thursday nights, you be there, because that's what Mount Carmel area football is all about. We look over across the field and Bloom has gotten up and is thankfully walking off in his own power.
3rd down, 12 yards
Back to the
go.
game.
Big 3rd down play here for Southern Tigers. Slater gonna throw, big rush from Evans, has him, dragging him down, still gets the ball off the 41. Nobody covering number 41, Mike Appichell, and that'll be close to a Tiger 1st down.
They're missing this guy consistently now out of the backfield the entire first half of the game. However it is, he's coming free, sitting by himself each time. 50
seconds left in the first half. Appichell now out of the game. Bubnas split far left for the Tigers. Slater looks at Bubnas, cutting across the middle. Good play by 58. Mike Sinkovich to knock that one down.
Batted down by Jason Malakowski.
Well, if anything, we had excellent coverage on that. The 2 men that were out on any type of pattern were definitely covered by 2 or 3 players from Mount Carmel.
I'll tell you what, Slater showed a little speed to get away from Jeff Evans there.
Yes, he did.
.39 seconds left. Bubnas split far left. 2nd down, 10 yards to go for the Tigers. The ball's on the 34-yard line. Slater back to pass. Big rush from Evans again, and this time Evans gets him down. Makes the tackle at the 40-yard line, and that's what a little good nose guard will do for you.
Yeah, and Evans has been close a couple of times. Southern will let the clock run down with 20 seconds now remaining. They're not inclined to stop it. Brings up a 3rd and 16 to go. So this will be the final play of the first half.
Down to 10 seconds. Slater looking.
Rosini out in the pattern.
Now at hit number 34 with the reception, Ryan Breach, and it looked like he was knocked out of bounds, so they will have 2 seconds for one more play, Warren.
Yep. Yeah, he did go out of bounds. 44 Kalinowski on the coverage that time. And again, you're playing a little bit of a prevent here. You don't want him in the end zone, so you're going to give some yardage up with I think the play got off with 12 seconds left, so you want to protect your end zone. Now 2 seconds, Southern will have another play before the half, and I'm sure this will be a pass play, and I'm sure this will be down by the goal line. I would think
this one's going to the goal line.
I can't imagine this being anything but a one down by the goal line.
Well, they brought the number 12 in the kick. Slater's in the kick.
This will be a 45-yard field goal attempt by Slater. Snaps down, the kick's up, and that one's going to fall short in the end zone. That's the end of the first half. The score, the Red Tornadoes 6, the Tigers 13. We'll be back with some stats in one moment. Okay, we're back with some halftime stats, and we have Jose Gonzalo down on the field, so we'll go right down to Jose right now.
Bob, real interesting first half. Southern a little tougher than we expected. Mount Carmel on offense just can't sort of seem to get on track. We've rushed 15 times for 72 yards, 2 of 4 passing for 54. Al Bailey, 4 carries for 18 yards. Johnny Veach, 2 for 12. Nick Sebas, 4 for 12. And Steve Sinkovich, 4 for 30 with the 21-yard touchdown. Southern, on the other hand, has a real good balance in the first half. 22 carries for 117 yards on the ground, and with a big run by Rosini with the 58-yard touchdown, and 5 of 10 passing. And I think a big surprise with them being able to throw the football as easily as they have, and they've had a couple receivers open that they didn't even complete balls. 5 of 10 for 73 yards, so you're looking at 190 yards of total offense in the first half for Southern area with 8 first downs, 6 for Mount Carmel. I'd like to be in a half house. I think it's going to be an interesting half, and we'll see what's going to happen in there, Bob.
Jose, we talked about it up here, and we said Nick Slater could easily be 9 of 10.
Yeah, very easily, and down here you can just see everybody open. We just don't. We're either confused or they're doing something that we didn't expect. but they're wide open in this first half. We just have to do something different coverage-wise.
One thing we also just talked about up here is the tight end and how well Roth at least 3 times has used it. He hasn't caught the ball. He only caught it once, but he did perform, using that tight end, and it works very well.
Yeah, he has. He's been open over the middle, and he seems to find an open spot in there. And they certainly have a balanced offense, much more balanced than they did last year and in previous years. And I think it's going to be a challenge for us in the second half. We certainly have to get something going offensively, and we have the tools to do it, and I hope they make the adjustments at half.
And one thing else, we were talking here also, Jose, on Southern, they are a seasoned team. They are back. They are seniors. And you and I talked about it all week. All the papers said Southern Columbia, a new young line. But you and I said one thing. Their key players were back. Scott Bloom, Yurkevich, Slater, and Rosini. Bubnas, they are back.
You're right. We talked about that before. We talked about George Rona had told me from when I knew George, and George says, just give me the skilled kids and we'll win football games. And I think this is exactly what we're seeing tonight. And we're not belittling the linemen, but Kowalczyk is probably their starter back, and other people have filled in. But if you have skilled kids like Rosini and Bloom and the quarterback, they're certainly going to move the football. And Matt Bubnas has done a great job catching the football tonight. But we have the skilled kids that come back, and I think we're going to do that in the second half.
All right. We'll be back with the second half in one moment.
Thanks.
Okay, gang, we have a little bit of a treat here at halftime. Of course, those of you who watch our show regularly will recognize head coach Steve Briggs from Susquehanna University. He was with us last year, and last year he was commemorating a record, I believe. You had broken the – go ahead, you can tell me.
Yeah, that was right before we won. I think we beat Wilmington College, and I passed out Amos Lonzo Stagg for the number of wins. So that's history, though. That's real quick history.
You have it that moment, and then it's on to the next game right away.
That's right.
Of course, you've been very successful at Susquehanna University over the last couple of years, and maybe you want to talk about a little about the local flavor, both in your coaching staff and some of the players that you have at the university this year.
Yes, first off, coaching staff, certainly Mike Climbera, Bob Patello, local guys that I have on me with me right now. Dick Purnell's helping out, who's been with us for a long time. I just hired my brother, not a local guy, but a year ago I hired my brother full time.
That's pretty local, though, when you hire your brother.
That's right.
You can consider that a local
Came down
hiring.
from Massachusetts, but and as far as local players, we've got a couple guys from the North Schuylkill area. We unfortunately struck out last year with these two teams, with Mount Carmel and Southern, but certainly we've got a pretty big flavor. We picked up 3 guys, actually 4 guys, 2 from Cardinal Brennan, 3 guys from Shenandoah last year, a kid from PJ Pekka out at Monoy area. So we're still got a very, very strong region flavor. So obviously that's why we're here.
Yeah, we of course we talked about it a little bit last year where you can't actually talk about who you're here to look at or what you're doing. It's a rule with the NCAA, but obviously a big game like this, when you're bringing so many quality athletes and 2 programs that are winners for years and years, has to attract a lot of local coaches who are going to look at some of these players and hopeful down the line entice some of them to come to a great university. Of course, Susquehanna known a lot for exact academics as much as it is for its athletics over the years in this area, and it's really an honor to have a student be able to make it into Susquehanna and also play football for you. We look at your record this year and the teams you're playing this year. What does it look like for the Crusaders?
Well, we opened up last week. We beat Keene College in New Jersey, Kane College, and I'm glad we had them early because they were a very athletic team that they were scary. We had a nice game. We won 31-14. Tomorrow we have King's College, who is somewhat of in a building stage, and then the week after we got a big one with Wilkes. So, which a lot of Mount Carmel and Southern guys are.
Yeah, I was going to say, you probably see a lot of local talent even on the teams that you're playing over the course of the season. So,
without question, and these 2 programs are, Jimmy and Whitey do a great job. Certainly the best in the state. What else can you say? And they're both good friends of mine. Ours, we're very close, and it's a pleasure to be here, without question.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by. We want to wish you and your program the best of luck in the years, and hopefully you can pick somebody from either of these 2 teams and talk about them next year.
We're going to try. Thanks a lot.
And the captain's on the field. Southern Columbia will receive to start the second half, and we have a barn burner here from the Silver Bowl. Actually, when you get 2 backyard rivalries playing, this is what you like to see, Warren.
Yeah, absolutely. You're seeing a Southern Columbia team that we all knew we would see. I mean, this is how they come. That's what they were advertised as, and you're seeing great running by Rossini. You get some great spot running by Bloom. You get Slater, who we had heard so much about being such an improved passer. And you say improved, it's not like he was a bad passer.
Right.
But he's a high school quarterback in his first year last year, and I think everybody expected him to win the Heisman Trophy last year. He comes in this year, he gets a year under his belt, and of course we only saw him in the third game. By the 6th, 7th, and 8th game, I'm sure he matured into a great quarterback. Now you're seeing him in his senior year, and this is what you get. I mean, this is a junior. I'm not sure if he's a senior or junior. Let me look. While I'm fooling around here. I'm sorry, he's a
junior, right?
You see a kid in his junior year with poise, some accuracy, the ability to move around, and he's getting good protection. I mean, the Lions give him enough time to pass the ball. They're running intelligent patterns, which we had always said a knock with this wing T was it was hard to pass from, but apparently it is not.
Number 47 will kick off for the Red Tornadoes, Steve Sinkovich. So Mike has something wrong with his foot.
Yeah, we have to assume he's injured.
Good kick by Steve. Taken by Yurkevich at about the 20. Flying in there was number 26, Lentini, with the initial hit. Finished off by number 28 for the Red Tornadoes in Al Bailey.
Yeah, Lentini really made the play in there, as usual, like a rocket all the time on the kickoff coverage team. And he slowed him up enough that brought the rest of the team to bring him down.
First down, Tigers from the 38-yard line.
Now, real interesting here will be, let's see the adjustments that everybody made here to try to counter what they think is going to happen.
Going to try Rossini off the left side. Big hole. Gain of about 8 yards. Tackled by 35 Detry, and they just went right at the right side of the Red Tornado defense.
Well, they continue to run, and they've shown it in the first half. They're running away from Malakowski.
Right.
Which, I mean, that's a smart move. I'd be running away from Jason if I was running it too. But they're by doing so, they're increasing that pressure across our right side now.
Second down, 4 yards to go. Slater sets the Tigers. Fakes to Rossini. He's going to throw. Has a fly pattern to Bubnas, but is tackled by Jason Malakowski. And as I watched Bubnas break loose, I wondered where the cheer came from, and it was Malakowski putting down Nick Slater.
Now, that time, there was no chance that time.
Yeah, and you're right. There was no chance. Jason took on the tackle. He won that fight right there, and he was right on top of the quarterback before he time to turn around and look at his receivers.
Third down, 8 yards to go for the Tigers. Good coverage that time by 44 John Kalinowski. That's where I went with it, Wayne. Again, Bubnas is split far right on Kalinowski. Big rush again. Malakowski misses him. Missed again. Malakowski still misses him, and flags on the play. And we'll see what that one's going to be.
I don't know where that one is.
That's going to go against Southern. It's either holding or blocking in the back. I believe it'll be holding.
Probably holding on Malakowski.
Yeah.
Personal foul, clipping against.
It was blocking in the back, I thought, on the side over there.
Actually, that right where it happened there can't be a clip because it's at the line of scrimmage. So,
it was behind.
He picked the flag up and he threw it back.
Right.
Okay. Where he was aiming it at there, so you knew.
It was back behind the 3-yard zone of the line of scrimmage then, right? Okay.
Yeah. Now, apparently, Malakowski, got a match thrown into his drawers at halftime because he's come out breathing fire right now. We knew he could dominate this game, and they were playing it very smartly by staying away from him most of the first half.
Well, Sean Gall in with his amazing foot. Snaps back, high snap, but he gets it. Kicks away in the direction of Montgomery, calls for a fair catch, lets it bounce, and it rolls, a good roll for the Tigers down to about the 15-yard line. So again, putting the Red Tornadoes deep in their own end.
Right. But going back to the defense there, Warren, you're looking at Malakowski coming out here with fire in his eyes. You know, the only thing there is Jason has to watch in case they do run to his side. What they'll do is they'll let him come through unblocked and run underneath him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they'll either trap him or just decoy him in.
Sebas stays in at quarterback for the Red Tornadoes. Back to the line. Daukus now at left guard, but Ravito at left tackle along with Sinkovich at right guard. Good block by Sinkovich. Fumble on the play. Loose ball recovered by the Tigers. Al Bailey with the fumble.
Tell you what, that was a nice hit.
Not only that, but you hurt Sinkovic at the same time.
Right.
He stopped dead to try to turn back to the ball, and I saw his leg twist.
Twist underneath him.
He's limping off the field. They're bringing him over to the bench, and that's a double whammy there.
That was not good. Not to see the way he went back after that ball.
Very un-Mount Carmel-like with the ball handling tonight, though. And, you know, you've got to tuck that ball in.
Well, you've taken Al Bailey now and thrown him in this as a sophomore early. He didn't get much tailback action in the first 2 games. Rosini cuts it back, finds running room right up the middle to about the 14-yard line. Tackle made by the free safety, Matt Montgomery.
And again, there's a case there where you got a young kid coming in, and he's going after the fake one on the wing tee. He's going after the first dive man going to the left, and all that does is just take you out of position 1 step, and Rosini's behind you.
Problems with the fumbles tonight. I guess 3 or 4 turnovers for the Red Tornadoes. First down and 10, Tigers from the 15. Big hit by Malachowski on the tailback. Well, not really a tailback. Eric Steffen, the halfback.
Sinkovic is still hurt. He's back in the game, but I know they've got to be watching him. He's not mobile at all right now. Now, he may have just stretched something, and it takes a little while for that to stop hurting as much, but he's definitely hobbled in there at linebacker now.
Well, he saw the ball break loose there, and he tried to get it. There's an official's timeout.
Somebody dropped something. They're looking around for it. It belongs to somebody. They're trying to find out who.
No, it is a kicking tee. That kicking tee's been out there since, I guess, the Red Tornado touchdown, right? That's pretty neat.
You don't see that too often.
Quick one to Rosini off the left side.
Nice.
Big hit by 47 Sinkovic, but nice gain of about 4 yards for the Tigers.
And of course, for the Tigers, the choice now with a 3rd down and probably long three is always in the back of their mind is the field goal. I mean, obviously he can kick a pretty long field goal. They were not afraid to line up and kick it from 40-some yards in the first half.
Put an extra receiver in right now, Matt Jankowski, number 44. Tries Rosini around the outside, and he gets hit backwards, but that will be close at the 11-yard line to a first down.
And that is close. Defensive backs come up, made a good stop that time. You have Sivas over there, Montgomery coming over and making the hit.
First down and goal to go, and it's actually at the 6-yard line, not the 11.
Shoot goes into the Mount Carmel area lineup.
Right over the they went over their left side, over the right side of the Mount Carmel defense. Fumble recovered by the Red Tornadoes. But I'll tell you what, they blew right through that line that time, Wayne.
They moved the ball down, but I'll tell you what, some good team tackling down there, jarred the ball loose.
I'm not sure who made the tackle.
And we have to be on about the 1-foot line.
They're not.
Looks like Jay Malachowski, though. Everybody's.
Yeah, the ball is about the 1.5-yard line right now. Sebas is talking. He's talking to the ref, and now he's running over to the sideline. I'm not sure what we're doing here. A crucial fumble for the Tigers, and again now fumbles burning Mount Carmel area the whole game, and now boom. Hit the Tigers at the worst possible moment down on the goal line. They lose the ball.
Something's the matter with Sebas' helmet, and they can't get it fixed. So right now they're putting Wojtovich into the game. They are at the 1-foot line.
Yep.
No, they're they're about the 1-yard line. Take a look at where the marker is over there.
Wojtovich, quarterback sneak, gets it out to about the 4. Good play behind the bus else there to get it out to the 4-yard line. Working on Sebas' helmet right now.
Coach Edwards in his toolbox, his famous toolbox.
7:36 left in the third quarter. 13-6, Tigers in the lead.
Edwards can fix the helmet and also the team bus if he has to.
Veach and Sinkovic in the backfield. Pitch back to Veach. Out around the left side. Nice tackle made by 32 Scott Bloom. Nope, 35 on the tackle, which is Brian Schroyer.
Tell you what, he came up, he filled the hole very quickly. He must be keying on a halfback and came right through the tackle end gap and made a very good play from his linebacking position.
Bailey back into the lineup for Mount Carmel area, and he will line up at the tailback position. I was wondering, no one came out of the game, but now I see Avellino coming out of the game.
Wojtovich still in at quarterback for the Red Tornadoes. He's going to throw. It's a fly pattern out here to Montgomery and just over the head of everybody at the 40-yard line. Red Tornadoes faced with a 4th down and about 7 yards to go. Punting situation for the Red Tornadoes.
This is going to be a tough punt for Steve. He'll be standing by his own end line. He's got to remember not to step on the line, of course, not to go out in any way, or it'll be 2 points. So he's not going to have the full amount of punt room that he's used to in this formation.
No, he has his 15 yards.
Well, no matter what, he has good field position for the Tigers here. They will get the ball somewhere around the 40-yard line. Nice snap by Jeff Evans. End-over-end kick taken by Sargent at the 35, there. And there was a clip on the play.
There was a hold number.
Tackle made by 74, and Steve Sinkovic is down in the end zone. And I'm not sure. I think it's that same leg slipped out after he kicked. It looked like that's what happened to Steve.
Steve was never right from when he went back for the fumble. He never got himself back together again.
Unless it's a Charlie horse. We'll see what's going on here right now.
They're holding the way they're holding him. I would say, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that might have been what was wrong with him when he turned.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you turn and stretch like that. Then you get a cramp. Now he may have had that cramp, working on that cramp for a while, and then when he kicked like that, it just aggravated it. But Southern Columbia again opening up the ball, and you're down on the 22-yard line.
Awesome field position for the Tigers.
Of Big Red. Not good for the defense. The defense has been working all night on the field for Big Red.
Well, as they work on Sinkovic, everybody remember tomorrow night Supper Club at Matucci's, 6:30. Have to give Joe Novotny, our master control, a little bit of praise here, doing an excellent job. The high school kids do a great job at presenting this for everybody on Wednesday night. The main game camera is Joe Mazer. Down on the shoulder field mount camera, Gary Tresker. And on the scaffolding camera, John Baluta, Joe D'Amico, Ryan Devine, or Tara Goodlunas.
Not only do they set everything up, not only do they make sure everything's running, but now you run into an evening like tonight where you had, the on-field presentation would took some microphones away. You're doing the halftime thing, and at the same time, and apparently this occurs even in pro games, the severe weather throughout the week where it just rained and rained and rained has affected the electrical system in the stadium a little bit, causing everything that we use, which is so sensitive to start off with, to be even worse. They're continually trying to change back and forth and make sure everything is where it should be. And Joe Novotny, I said to him, we went on air here, we almost didn't go on. He ran up and fooled around for a little while, and the next thing you know, we're talking. I said, what did you do? And he said, I really don't know. He said, I haven't quite figured out what went wrong. He said, but I just fixed it, so I'm not going to question it. But these kids are truly amazing when it comes to kind of technical prowess that they display.
6:27 left in the third. Tries Rosini. Big tackle that time by number 58, Mike Sinkovic.
Good play by Mike Sinkovic that time. And again, Warren's right. They're running just basically to one side. They're trying to trap over there, running to the left-hand side. And there's Mike Sinkovic now, showing a little bit of strength and coming through and make the tackle.
In at linebacker for the Red Tornadoes to replace Steve Sinkovic is number 28, Al Bailey. Second down, 10 yards to go. Slater to Yurkevich, cuts it back. Big hit by Jason Malakowski, but held down there by number 35 Detry, and 54, which is Evans.
Malakowski now having a cramp problem. Very warm evening compared to the way the week went.
Right.
A humid evening actually tonight, so it's starting to take its toll. And again, the defense has been on the field so awfully long tonight that it's starting to take a toll on Big Red. 5:28 left in the third quarter.
Big third down play for the Tigers. Slater. Reverse to Steffen. Read nicely by 32. Rusty Lashinsky read that one all the way. Good play by the right linebacker.
I don't know whether he was watching the blocking assignments that were going on in front of him, because I'm sure it was a trap in front of his position, but he filled that hole nicely and just came right in. And
the only guy that
took
got
the
trapped
runaround.
was Steffen. That time he ran
Jeez.
headlong into him, and that was the end of the play.
4th down, 10 yards to go. 4:50 left in the third quarter. 13-6, Tigers in the lead.
And the Tigers will go for it here. I was wondering what we were doing. They're going to go for it. Of course, and I don't blame them. They're still, the ball is still sitting on it's backed up a little bit there, but it's on the 26-yard line.
Slater rolls to his right, looks downfield, incomplete at the 6-yard line, and the Red Tornado defense has held again.
Slater is a good passing quarterback, but I do notice that he doesn't pass as well when he's moving.
Right.
When he sets up and he throws, he's as accurate as anybody on the field. But if you can keep him moving a little bit, plus he was having to pay attention to the rush coming around him, that threw that pass off a little bit. He doesn't throw as well on the move.
And again, you have to go back to the first series of downs when they had the ball. When he did try to set up, Jason Malakowski was on top of him twice.
Yeah.
A little confused here by the Red Tornadoes. Steve Sinkovich doesn't get into the lineup, and Rusty Lashinsky comes in at fullback. Sebas pitches back to Bailey. Takes it to the outside, gets to the 35, and knocked out of bounds at the 37-yard line. And Al Bailey made sure he held the ball on that play. Knocked out by missed who knocked him out. Rizzini was the initial hit. I thought so.
And again, we're showing we can move the ball a little bit to the outside. You know, we're hitting the corner. As soon as we hit that corner, we're picking up 5-6 yards.
Sebas at quarterback for the Red Tornadoes. Pitches to Bailey, going to take it around the right side. And face mask. Oh no, I can't believe that wasn't called, but it wasn't. This will be a 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Looked like a face mask. Could have been under the collar.
Shoulder pad.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Hard to tell. He twisted around like that. It's hard to tell, but he could just be pulling him that way.
Yeah, usually when your head goes around like that, though, it's.
The funny thing was, but he didn't look like it. He didn't make any motion that it was.
No.
He didn't argue it at all, so maybe it wasn't. And usually he comes up holding the face mask, but he didn't do it. 2nd down,
9 yards to go. Veach at the wing for the Red Tornadoes. Sebas pitches the Veach from tail. Has some running room. Gets it to the 42 and gain of about maybe 4 yards. 1st down. Nope. It'll be a 3rd down and about 5.
Now that time there was a face mask call, and apparently one of these refs doesn't call it because that was a face mask down there. Now everybody just got yelled at.
Well, Doc Jeff was out there.
We got our first reprimand of the evening from the ref.
3rd down, 5 yards to go. 2:59 left on the clock. This puts Mickey Moroz at fullback for the Red Tornadoes right now. Fake it to Moroz, fake it to Bailey. Look at, an interference on the play. Sebas has the ball. He's going to take it himself, and he gets hit after about a 1-yard gain. Downfield, I guess when the ball's not thrown, though,
right.
It's not interference,
is it?
4th down, and the Red Tornadoes forced to punt.
New punter into the game, of course, with the Sinkovich down. We now bring
Jake
Shellhammer.
Jake, no, they're not. Actually, the 54,
Jeff Evans.
Evans will punt.
So, Red Tornadoes really having to change a lot of things around here. Snaps back by Jonathan Ells. Good snap by throwing in there. Big kick by 54 Evans. And good tackle made by number 25, John V. 26, Lentini.
The main
the
man.
numbers are tough right now tonight.
Oh, what a punt by Evans. Yep. My goodness gracious.
Jeff put the old follow-through in.
Yes, he got everything into that one. Excellent kick.
He boomed that baby.
2 minutes left in the third quarter. 13-6, Tigers in the lead. Slater with Yurkevich and Rosini in the backfield. Steffen set up in the wing position. Tries Rosini, finds running room up the middle. 28 with the hit. Al Bailey, also 35, Brian Detry. Gain of about 6.
Sivas comes to the sideline defensively now. And I'm trying to, Veach is actually playing in his spot right now, the cornerback spot.
Well, right now, probably try to give Sivas a break.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably
for a
becoming
quarterback, right?
a concern. Another tornado is on the ground right now, right by the ball there, and I'm going to guess it's the same thing, cramps. Now, I see they're down there, and they're forcing everybody to drink liquids. But very unusual that only one side is being affected so adversely by the cramping situation right now. Now, Steve Sinkovich returns to the ball game. He was the original guy that went out from them, and I do not know at the moment who's on the ground. I can't tell who didn't get up.
Looks like it could be Jeff Evans. Nope, I see Jeff.
No, he's floating in the huddle there.
He's floating in the huddle.
I don't know who's not up. You get a feel for this defense. I mean, courageous effort so far in this ball game. Still in the third quarter, minute 41, and they have been on the field really too long. The offense has got to put something together and get them off the field and get a rest into those guys.
And the thing about it is there's about 3 or 4 linemen that are playing offense also. So, you have them going both ways.
Of course,
but that sort of changed after the first quarter. Actually,
offensively, yeah.
On the touchdown, it changed.
And offensively, it's a little easier because you got a good idea where you're going, and you're not chasing. You're not putting that effort out that you got to put out on defense on every single play that's scratching and clawing to get in. Offense is when you're comparing it, if you're playing both positions, is a little bit of a rest compared to the defense. But the real rest would be to be able to come on the sidelines here and take a breather. Because whoever's on the field now, again, is being attended to for quite some time. And they're doing the leg rub thing, and it's always in the back of your calf. I mean, that's where the cramp gets you almost every time. And I cannot tell you, unless you've had one, how painful this thing can be. I mean, it just cripples you. You can't walk, you can't stretch your leg, you can't do anything.
1:41 left in the third quarter as it's Chris Cuff, number 80. That's a tough loss for the Red Tornadoes at defensive end.
And he has that cramp walk.
Yeah.
Like you just can't bend anything.
It puts number 41, Mickey Morose, in at left defensive end for the Red Tornadoes. So Mickey getting his first crack here at a little varsity action tonight. He got a fullback run there, and now he's also in at defensive end. Tight formation. Rosini off the left side, and big hit underneath by, looks like 58 was in on the initial hit, and we got Sinkovich down now.
Again.
Yeah.
And you might have to lose him for the game if it doesn't get better. He's not able to beat the cramp situation right now, and that's a shame.
Oh, they are just, both legs are stiff right now. He has it in both legs, Warren.
I pity him, I really do. It's just an excruciating, painful moment in time for your leg. It's just unbelievable, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. You're going to rub it and do all the things, and what they do is they grab your toe and they push, then they pull the other way, and in the hope that it lets loose, but it doesn't. Now we discussed cramps last year. In fact, was an interesting discussion at Supper Club. We had this hour discussion on cramps and how to avoid it, and there's 700 home remedies to solve the cramping problem. And the bottom line is that cramps occur when you lose liquid, when you have a loss of salt in your body is really what it comes down to, and your muscles begin to tense. And that's why they try to, you see a player come to the sideline and they right away try to tell you to drink liquids. Yet when you drink liquids, it bloats you a little bit. That's why you try to avoid doing it. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. There's not, you got a couple of guys. I mean, Cuff is down there still trying to flex that out. And when you're done, the game is over. People think, you forget about it. That cramp's there the whole
Oh,
night.
yeah.
You know, you got it till tomorrow morning now trying to work that baby out.
And it's sore the next day.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
it's like you got hit. You know, it's not a real pretty thing, believe me. And we've seen it on, not so much on the southern side, but we've seen other teams that suffered so terribly from them too sometimes, and it's amazing.
But now what that does is that puts number 28, Al Bailey, in place of Sinkovic. So you got a different defensive end in there, 41, which is Mickey Morose, and 28, Al Bailey. 1:16 left in the third quarter, third down, 3 yards to go. Slater with the long count goes off the left side. Rosini running room to about the 45-yard line.
And they continue to move to that side of the ball. They're almost exclusively running to their left now on offense.
First down and 10, Tigers from the 45-yard line. .49 seconds left in the third. Slater inside to Yurkevich. What a run by Yurkevich for 10 yards. Tackle on the bottom of the pile there, 28, Al Bailey. Nope, 35, Brian Detry, but nice run that time by Yurkevich, Wayne.
I'll tell you what, they're mixing it up a little bit. You see them running Rosini to the left-hand side, and then the next series of downs, they're coming down, they're faking to the left, and they're coming over this side with Yurkevich. So they are mixing it up. They're keeping our defense a little bit back on their heels.
10 seconds left in the third quarter, and it'll probably run out before they get this play off. Nope, they get it off. Get it to Rosini. Finds room up the middle again. Just cut back right up the middle, and great line blocking that time by Southern to get the ball to about the 38-yard line. First down and 10, Tigers at Red Tornado 38-yard line. Well, right now, Chris Cuff back in, but on the defensive side from linebacker, Russell Lushinsky still there, and 28, Al Bailey. Evans, Sinkovic, and Malakowski in the middle of the Red Tornado defense. Slater, first down and 10. Yurkevich up the middle. Gain of about 4 or 5 yards. Evans holding on, but now you see the surge of the offensive line starting to gain that 4 and 5 yards, Warren.
If you don't get the defense off the field very shortly, you're going to be in serious trouble, I think. The defense is just starting to wear out. It's just been on the field. It's been a gutsy effort, but my goodness, look at them.
Second down, 6 yards to go. The ball's on the 34-yard line. And that's a legal procedure called against the Tigers. Looked like half of them thought it was on one count, the other half on the other.
One half of the line went, the other half didn't. I'll tell you what, though, it's been a pretty good game penalty-wise. It's been remarkably penalty-free for a big game like this, and everybody's so tense. You've had the offsides are probably the thing, the illegal procedures are the things you've seen, but you haven't really seen much of anything else.
11:22 left in the ball game. 13-6, Tigers in the lead. Rosini off the right side, finds some running room, and right now just busting through the line, doing a good job of making some holes there for Rosini.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing fancy about that one. That was just a straight dive play. He went right behind the tackle, and you're right. The offensive line is blowing off the ball now, and they're picking up their blocking assignments very well.
Third down, 6 yards to go. Ball's back on the 34-yard line, so Rosini with his run gets it back to the 34. Slater gives it to Rosini out around the left side. Good tackle made by Chris Cuff. Also 32 Lushinsky and 35 Detry, and on the bottom there of the pile getting up. Not getting up
yet. 80.
Chris Cuff.
Morose is wondering, should he go
Well,
in?
he has to go in because Cuff, when they
other.
call that official timeout, you have to come off the field.
Yeah, he doesn't want to, but it's going to happen. And then ref is standing there right there looking at him.
4th down and about 3 yards to go for the Tigers. The ball's on the 30-yard line. Looks like they're going to go for it right here. Yep, they're going to go for it on 4th down, 3 yards to go. And if the Red Tornadoes can put together a defensive play, this is where it should happen. Slater with Rosini, Yurkevich, and Steffen. Now Slater with Rosini in the backfield. It's going to go to Rosini. And they stuffed him at about the 29-yard line. Fumble on the play. Recovered by number 41, Mickey Moroz.
That's Moroz. He was stopped dead anyway. He was not going to get the first down, and they stripped the ball when he was trying to work his way in there.
Well, he put Lashinsky right into a gap to stop that play.
That was a big stop, guys. That was a big defensive stop for Red Tornadoes.
Now Moroz has to come in at fullback for the Red Tornadoes, and that's where Sinkovic was. Then Lashinsky would go there, but now Moroz, I guess, to give Rusty a little break.
Moroz is the only guy in the backfield.
Lone back is Moroz. Has Moroz blocking for him. Sebas, first down at about the 42-yard line. And boy, we all were quiet as he ran. It was just Sebas all the way.
Yeah,
but a good block from Mickey Moroz.
Yeah,
good block from Moroz.
He was out front and did what you want him to do. Lashinsky returns and Moroz will leave the game now. But a big pickup for Big Red, a first down. And certainly now it's kind of do or die time now. You're running out of time, 9:42 remaining in the football game. Southern defense tough all evening. Just absolutely tough defense by the Tigers.
Sebas hands off to Bailey. Stuffed at about the 42-yard line. Good tackle by number 22, Rosini. He was just shooting right through a gap.
Yes, he was. He looks like one of the first times I've seen Southern area blitz, and it paid off.
Bailey limping now.
Well, he did take a good shot there off of Rosini. The other thing that you look at, we're running shotgun, a lot of shotgun there, or naked stuff with Sebas taking the ball himself and going either way. Rosini hoping, I would assume, to catch him from behind.
Well, Al Bailey's really ginger on that leg back there, so I hope it's not going to him this time. Sebas, big rush from the right defensive end. Number 9, Steffen came from his right defensive end position. 3rd down and a ton of yards, 20 yards for the Red Tornado offense.
I think Red is just unraveling offensively a little bit. They got a lot of people out, not everybody playing in the right positions any longer. And Southern now with 8:16 remaining in a ball game has the luxury of beginning to rush maybe a little bit more than they did, maybe take some chances with the blitz, as Wayne just alluded to. You're looking at a lot of different, and you can take that chance that you normally may not have wanted to do.
Right.
Straight drop back. It's going to be a screen pass. Hits Veach and gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's it. He gets to about the 42-yard line, so it'll be a punting situation for the Red Tornadoes. Maybe not with 7:46 left. Yep, it is.
They're going to have to punch. You're too far in your own end here. You got to punch, and you got to ask that defense to make another stand. It's got to be 3 and out. You can't let them move the ball up the field.
Yeah, they can't eat up any more clock. They can't pick up any first downs.
54, Jeff Evans in punt formation. Good snap from Jonathan Else. Evans, bad kick, but it's going to bounce in the right direction and goes out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Not that bad of a kick, just not as powerful as his first one.
Right.
First down, Southern from the 36, and this is has to be another Tornado defensive stand.
Well, you've asked this defense to do it all tonight, and you're going to ask it one more time here. 7:16 remains in the football game. 13-6, Mount Carmel area trails. The Tigers have been very, very potent offensively. They've not scored a lot of points, but they have moved the ball consistently, and then most importantly, they have kept the ball out of our hands once they got the lead.
A lot of people in the area here, as I talked to this week, said they could put 13, 14 points on the board, and that might be enough to win.
Yep.
Slater, put Yurkevich in motion. Tries it to Rosini, gain of about 2 yards. Lashinsky in on the tackle along with Mike Sinkovich, 54 Jeff Evans, and 60 Jason Malakowski.
Again, if you look at their play selection the last series and this one, nothing fancy.
No.
We're just putting the ball on the ground, straight dives, giving it to Rosini, pick up our first down, pick up a few yards, but most important, the clock is running.
6:45 left in the ball game. Tigers in the lead, 13-6. Steffen goes in motion. Bailey with a great hit along with Malakowski.
Malakowski made the initial.
Did he make
hit.
the initial? Okay.
Yeah.
There's no room in Malakowski's side. He did not run the ball at all to Malakowski's side of the ball, and that's a real tribute to him. Of course, we spoke so much about him, and he lives up to his previous.
Yes, he
goal.
did, and still he's in on tackles. They drop back to pass. In fact, I think he was the one that took them out of the straight pocket, straight drop back, and rolled a little bit.
Yeah.
Was because of Jason.
5:56 left in the ball game. The clock runs down, the ball on the 40-yard line. 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Slater back to Rosini, takes it outside. Kalinowski with the rush, had him once, and then knocked out of bounds on the far sideline, so Southern will be faced with a 4th down.
I'll tell you what, there's a case there where you see Rosini, how strong he is. Kalinowski had him dead to right in the backfield, and a stiff arm just broke the tackle off for him to at least get back up to the line of scrimmage.
Number 35, Sean Gall, will be in punt formation. Deep for the Red Tornadoes, number 5, Sebas, and number 21, Matt Montgomery. Snaps back, kicks away, bounces out of bounds at about the 24-yard line.
You got a choice with this kicker. And I'm not that good at this, okay? But my first thought here is move your guys up farther.
Right.
He's not shooting it over your head. He's bouncing it in front of you, and it's taking a bounce that you can't touch. So if you're thinking of catching it in the air, you got to move yourself up 5, 8, 10 yards even where it's actually bouncing at. He has not kicked it over anybody's head so far, but he kicks such a strange.
It's a line drive. It takes off and the way it goes,
5:32 left on the clock. Sebas at quarterback for the Red Tornadoes. Lashinsky was at the fullback.
Out of bounds.
Sebas gets out of bounds at the 30, about the 32-yard line. Good job that time.
Southern Tigers down on the ground, 71 for the Tigers is
Mike
down.
Fedash,
he's one of their big players on defense here. And when I say big, he's 6'4", 300 pounds. That's as big as you get.
Oh, we got another cramp. We have a cramp when he was out there chasing Sebas, and that gave him a cramp.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you get one of those shanks of beef cramping, you're in big trouble on this guy because he is one large economy-sized football player. He's listed here in the program. He's a senior. He's 6'4", 300 pounds in the program.
And I'll tell you what, he's been moving all night. If you watch where he was playing, he's back and forth.
Oh, he's
different, from hash mark to hash mark.
He's a good player.
Yes, he is.
He's a good player.
And then also the right tackle on offense.
Yeah, he is somebody to reckon with, this kid. Sometimes you get a real big kid, and the thought is that he's kind of a lard butt. This kid's an athlete. He really is. He brought it all to the game tonight, and Southern's going to miss him, even if he has to go out for a couple of plays. Mount Carmel's out helping because they probably have more experience with cramps right now than anybody in the world. So Edwards and Doc Greco ran out and tried to do their best for him. He's up.
Look at Coach Edwards when he's standing next to him.
Yeah. Now the key with Fedash.
Are you saying Coach Edwards is small?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
the key with Fedash now is don't let him fall on anybody till he gets to the sidelines. You'll have an injury. If you're those two people with him, stay to the side of this guy in case he tips over.
That's the only problem. When you get those cramps, the first few minutes, you need help getting off the sidelines. There's no way in this world those two girls can help him.
In fact, you're going to have to get a winch on him, I think, and get him off. He is one big football player. When you look at him, and And you know, he's not fat. He's a pretty
yes,
well built. He's a Division I looking kid as far as size goes. He really is.
Second down, 2 yards to go, 5:22 left in the ball game. Sebas with Lashinsky and Bailey in the backfield. Sebas keeps the ball, takes it around the left side, finds some running room, gets down to about the 35-yard line, and he was really pulled hard out of bounds, and Nick Sebas is down on the southern sideline.
He went down on his shoulder, and I'm sure that's what he's worried about a little bit. He got back up now.
Now he's back up.
Took a great hit that time, but great run by Sebas. The speed is just so awesome. So
it was
awesome
great. They
there.
faked it up the middle. Lashinsky did a great job of putting his head down. Looked like he had the ball. And then a great block on the left side by Daukus. It looked like Daukus or a pulling guard. I'm not sure. 5:12 left in the ball game. Red Tornadoes have the ball. First down and 10 on the 38-yard line. Pitch back to Bailey. Cuts it back up at about the 39 and only gains 1 yard. That play took a while to develop. It just seemed like Southern was lined up real heavy to the long side there.
Yeah,
Wayne.
it looked like, you know, they sort of realized that it was coming to this side because it was the wide side of the field.
I'm not sure what we're doing now.
Officials timeout.
Sinkovich is, I don't know what he did though.
He has blood on his arm.
Oh, okay.
And once there's blood seen on his arm, he has to come out of the game. Now what they have to do is wipe that off real quick and tape it, and then he can go back in.
You had Wojtovich. Jason takes his place in the lineup.
Second down, 10 yards to go. 4:30 left on the clock and clicking down. Shotgun formation for the Red Tornadoes. Sebas from the 45-yard line. Gets the snap from Ellison. It's a quarterback draw up the middle and cut for about maybe 5 yards. Nice tackle by Rosini. Rosini read it all the way.
Give Rosini credit that time, because had he not made the tackle, that could have been a touchdown. He was the only guy that stayed put where he belonged on that play,
Right.
and he was keying the quarterback and followed the play and brought him down. It was a gain of really about 2 yards.
Third down, 8 yards to go. 3:54 left on the clock.
4 down territory for Big
That's
Red.
right.
They'll have 2 downs to make 8 yards here. They know they're not going to kick. They're on the 36-yard line of the Southern Columbia Tigers.
Trips right for the Red Tornadoes. Sebas, back to pass, rolls, looks at Montgomery, incomplete.
Yeah, I don't know if we were both running the same play that time. That looked really ugly.
Well, this is your 4th down here. 4th down, 3:32 left on the clock, and this is it right here.
Yeah,
Timeout called by the Red
I was
Tornadoes.
going to say, the coach has got to get a timeout here and get in and talk to these guys. I mean, that play was definitely whacked because no one knew what they were doing on that play.
Well, they had trip set right and a lone
Montgomery was on the
receiver
left.
out to the left,
Yep.
and the pass was thrown to him, but there was coverage. They had double coverage actually on Montgomery.
Yes, they did. They had single coverage on the trips
Right.
over here.
Big play for Big Red, biggest play of the year so far. And this is again, we talked about this in the beginning of the year. This is a young team. It's trying to get together. You've really made this more difficult by decimating it with injuries as far as the cramps are concerned throughout the game. You got different players in different spots, so this is where it's going to count. Sokovic is now back in at fullback. Sebas will line up in a shotgun formation, and you've got Trips out to the right side of the formation.
So now they put 4 coverage guys out here on our trips. So we'll see what goes from there. Snaps
Southern
back to
blitz in the end.
Sebas.
Southern blitz the end.
Stephen coming.
And they left him go.
Sebas
They
had
left
a
him
throw,
go.
and he couldn't go. Nobody was there to cover the end coming. Siebes gets down on the 50, and with 3:24 left in the game, Southern takes over, first down and 10 from the mid-stripe.
That was a complete missed assignment. That kid he needed to step out and stop him. I knew he was coming.
Yep.
He saw the formation, and you had to move out one step and give him that block. And that could be, for all intents and purposes, the game, unless we can force a fumble or stop them and really make a move here. Big Red with 3:24, still trailing 13-6 here in the fourth quarter. And this, again, guys, we're young. This is how you learn. This is what it is, the crucible of a big game. This is how you learn what you're supposed to be doing. They're going to look at films. They're going to say how easy it was, but it's not that easy when you're down there trying to do it.
Slater to Rosini, up the middle, going backwards, but he's still on his feet, and finally finished off by Malakowski. It took 4 guys hitting him to get Rico Rosini down.
They're just too tired. The defense is just too tired. It cannot function. Montgomery went down now with a cramp, but my hats go off to the defense, and my hats go off to the Southern Columbia Tigers. What a fantastic football game they played. I mean, nothing real spectacular, but they came in, they ran their game plan, they ran that wing tee, they kept pounding and pounding. They had a couple of big plays, some nice passes in the first quarter, which sparked the drive.
Right.
And from that point forward, we pretty much have contained them, but enough to get that 13 points on the board, and really the defense then, they stuck their defense on the field like we do and said, here, beat it. And so far, we've been unable to do so, and the clock running down, 3:02, and a timeout for a Mount Carmel area injury. But the Southern Columbia Tigers brought it all to the game tonight. They really did.
3:02 left in the game.
Again, they're looking at Montgomery now. Now, when Montgomery was hobbling over, he wasn't holding his calf, and right now he was holding his knee. Actually,
the knee,
now,
right?
I don't know whether
they are looking at his knee now.
He got kicked in the knee, or did he twist it? But it looks like Doc is out there, and he's sort of working the knee a little bit.
They're doing
see.
that wiggle thing.
Right.
When they wiggle your knee, that's never a good thing. Now, hopefully he pops up and runs off the field, but. When they start to try that joint like that, they're certainly they're trying to figure out if that's what it is. I thought he was, the way he went down, I thought he cramped, but he didn't. It's not a cramp, but he is up, although he's gingerly up at the moment. So Montgomery will leave the game, and I would doubt you'll see Montgomery finish the game tonight. Just a little over 3 minutes, and the way he's walking, they're going to be a little careful to make sure they know what's wrong.
I'm just going to see who they put in a free safety right now in place of Montgomery.
Well, somebody's in there already.
It's Jake Shellhammer.
Yeah, he went in right away, so he's out there. Number 88 will take number 21's place, Shellhammer, for Big Red. Of course, the free safety position not as important at the moment. I don't believe Southern Columbia is throwing the football, I'll tell you the truth, guys.
That's true. Second down, 11 yards to go. 2:57 left on the clock, and time just running out here for the Red Tornadoes.
They're going to take up all 25
Oh, yeah,
seconds.
they're making sure of it. Slater to Rosini. Tries it off the left side. Gets about a 4-yard gain. This will run the clock down to about 1:58 till they take off the next play. Well, a little longer than that. Third down, 8 yards to go. The ball at 2 minutes and
I don't know why they did that.
delay of game.
Yeah,
That doesn't make any sense.
they should not be doing that. Now, they stopped the clock worse than anything.
Right. Minute 58. I guess I was close, right? I thought they could get it off by 1:58, though. Third down, 12 yards to go. 1 minute, 58 seconds left. 13-6 Tigers in the lead. Right now, Frank D'Angelo and Coach Roth having a discussion over that call.
Yeah, I mean, a delay of game's a delay of game.
Right.
I don't know.
Timeout called. Now Southern called timeout.
I'm not sure what you're going to argue over a delay of game.
No, we called it from here. We knew 1 minute 58 seconds was about the cutting point, and
they
on
didn't-
the clock right now it's 1 minute 58 seconds.
They
so.
didn't try to call timeout. They actually tried to get the playoffs. So
Right.
it wasn't like they were trying to call timeout or anything. So I don't know what the argument would be in this case. 3rd down and 12 to go. Mount Carmel area will conceivably get this ball back, but with precious little time on the clock.
There were some times in the first half there. Turnovers had a lot to do with it, and a strong Southern defense had the rest to do with it.
I think you saw. Yeah, I think you're right. You saw fumbles, which very un-Mount Carmel-like, but it's a young team. You're going to have that. I mean, they certainly hurt us several times, especially in the first half. I think you saw a Southern Columbia team that maybe offensively pretty much was what we thought we'd see.
Right.
You know, I mean, they ground out 13 points, and it looks like it's going to be enough to win the game. But I think underrated here is the kicking game from Southern. That punter was really a big key in this game.
Plus, also on his kickoffs.
Yeah.
They were high and deep that we could not return them.
Slater gonna throw out of the backfield to Rosini. First down at the 36-yard line, and that'll land it for Southern. That's a fitting end for Slater, though. He did a great job tonight, and a nice call by Roth to come out with the pass and to Rosini out of the backfield.
But again, that was all night long. If you were watching any pass plays, Rosini would watch the rush. As soon as he realized that Slater did not have any pressure on him, he released through the line and got into the flat someplace.
Right now, they should be content to just down the ball, I think. Slater, nope, hands off to Yurkevich, flags on the play, and this will be a delay of game.
They have a delay of game coming off a first down.
You still need your 45 seconds, right?
You got to work on that.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do, is it?
Slater sets with 1:21 left on the clock, 13-6, Tigers in the lead. Yurkevich, tackle made by Sinkovic, timeout called by the Red Tornadoes. Red Tornadoes have 2 timeouts left, so. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
You looked at me like maybe I was wrong.
Just looking at you. Just glancing at you, that's all. I had no comment on the timeout whatsoever. There's 2 timeouts left from Big Red. I think you'll see them use both of them as the game winds down. 1:14, it's 2nd down. I don't believe Mount Carmel area without a fumble is going to see the ball again tonight, so the game is effectively over offensively for us, and we're going to fall in defeat 13-6 to the Southern Columbia area Tigers. Ball is on the 48-yard line of Mount Carmel area.
Well, you put 2 quality programs together, and someone always comes out winner and someone the loser. And last year, the Red Tornadoes had a lot of key people back, a lot of seniors, and Southern's looking at the same thing this year.
We made a lot of young player mistakes here tonight, and that's going to happen. That's what football's all about, and that's how you learn.
Yurkevich goes in motion. Fake to Rosini.
Slater
keeps the ball and gets about a 6-yard gain down to about the 34-yard line.
Timeout, Mount Carmel area. Remember Supper Club, guys? That's coming tomorrow night. Of course, our biggest crowds ever so far this year. It's so wildly successful. We have 4 young men with us. Next week we'll just have the 4 young boys with us. We won't have any cheerleaders. They come on only the home games. That's the way we have the cycle set up. But the coaches will be there, of course. We look down the road, and next week's game is always a big game. Well, we should have a lot to talk about it with that game looming on us. So we expect an excellent Supper Club next week, or well, actually tomorrow. I keep saying next week because I'm here, but tomorrow night we expect an excellent Supper Club. Like I said, we reconfigured. We had such success we ran out of room, so we reconfigured the room where we have plenty of seats for everybody again,
and still enough to seat other people.
Yeah,
if they show.
Nick is still.
We have more room.
Nick is still making the excellent food. We had manicotti last night. It was excellent.
I heard veal parmesan tomorrow night.
Rumor about veal parmesan tomorrow night, so you got to be there for that, folks. You don't want to miss that, baby.
3rd down, 7 yards to go. Slater sets up the Tigers. Going to try it out to the left side with Rosini. Malachowski runs him out, and he's still on his feet at about that's going to be close to it. Nope. He stepped out back just a little bit, it looks like. To the first down?
It's first down.
Oh, first down. Good run by Rico.
Somewhat odd that he went out of bounds, though. I'm not sure why.
Well, no, he just got knocked out. He was off balance, and he just kept his balance until he got to that line.
He went out of bounds with 53 seconds left in the ball game, so the next snap will have to start the clock running here for the Southern Columbia Tigers. They're in no particular hurry, but I'm getting the feeling that they're starting to smell the goal line again. They're down. Ball sitting on the 24-yard line now, Big Red. The next couple of plays will be interesting. No, now they're in the kneel position.
Yeah. Right.
They've gone to a kneel formation now.
And no reason not to. Now,
that's right.
As soon as they pulled everybody up close, I knew what we were doing. That's the end of the ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Counting down, 40 seconds, 39. And the Tiger fans have stayed.
And well, they should. It was a great victory for that program across the road there. Of course, Southern Columbia, if you're looking at them on their schedule for the rest of the year, you might want to start preparing because it's going to get ugly as they go down with their schedule down the rest of the thing until they hit into the playoffs. Obviously, they look like another championship football team. They look like they could be visiting Altoona again from the performance that we've seen out of the Tigers tonight. 7 seconds, 6-5. The Southern Columbia Tigers will celebrate in the midfield, and they have earned everything they can tonight. Played an excellent football game, did all the things that you would want them to do. I think they followed a game plan that Coach Roth set forth and played it almost to perfection.
Yep.
I think Big Red, a young team. I cannot keep telling everybody this was a young team that had a lot of people in different positions, had a lot of people playing for the first time, and made some mistakes that normally you don't see at Mount Carmel, but this is what happens when you're rebuilding.
A lot of people in different positions for the first time tonight.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
That has a lot to do with it. Definitely has a lot to do with it.
I mean, I'm not taking anything from Southern here, folks. I am not trying to take anything from Southern Columbia. They played an excellent football game, and they're everything that we heard they were and more.
I'll tell you what, it was a better called game than it was last year. If you take a look at the first half, you have them running the ball, tightening up our defense on the line, the linebacking crew, and then all of a sudden, and they only threw 3 or 4 passes, but it was enough in the first half to loosen us up in the middle just to give Rosini enough to break it through to score his touchdowns. In the second half, when we come back out, you see Jason Malachowski taking over and took Slater right out of the passing mode, both rolling out and dropping back into the pocket. So I think defensively we adjusted in the second half, but it was just that first half, those few passes that just kept us in check.
Oh, definitely, and it was just hard for the offense to get started tonight. Just couldn't get anything rolling, and give credit to the Tiger defense on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think they played an excellent football game defensively, and I think, we're talking about some fumbles and all. And, yeah, we had some fumbles, but that's always caused by a good defense.
That's right.
And I cannot talk more about their special teams.
Right.
I don't know if this kid kicks that way all the time because, certainly I won't see him again for the rest of the year. But if this is the way he kicks, he is one secret weapon that really takes you out of your football game. Everybody knows that Mount Carmel area, their weapon has always been the return, the great special teams, but there was no chance.
Right.
And again, the kickoff guy, too, the big guy.
Zavala.
Who kicked off.
Yeah.
That was some perfect kickoffs for a football team at a high school level. So I want to say, kudos to those two guys. A lot of times they're overlooked in a football game, and tonight they were a big difference in it.
And I would say, and you were right, they were the difference in this game. It gave them field position. It kept us off the middle of the field and kept us back deep. It gave the receivers no chance to return. We could not set up any type of a wall either on a kickoff or on a punt. So again, and we stated that a couple times during the game. He just did an outstanding job.
Guess where we have to go next week?
Well, we said that last year. With us, the schedule's only going to get worse if it's possible. You move into Kemp, of course, and the purple wave down there. I see somebody beating them on their schedule the rest of the year. The Indians will be bringing everything. They got stung by Milton. We're not at this moment able to tell you whether they won or lost at North Schuylkill, but obviously you would know by the time its broadcast hits the waves. So we expect a horrible game down there as usual. They'll be coming with everything. You look down the schedule and boom, Marion shows up. So we've got a tough road to hoe.
Yeah.
We're 2-1. We got a successful season ahead of us. We got a lot of things to look forward to. And I think you're going to look at films on Monday, and I think a lot of kids are going to say, geez, how did that happen? But that's the way it works. That's how you learn. I've said that before, and I think it's a learning experience for us. Nobody should hang their heads here. We're not used to losing, and we don't want to get used to losing. But it happens, and that's just the way it's going to be tonight.
That's about it.
I'm done.
That's it.